Hey everyone, welcome back. So I do apologise for the long wait, but I was incredibly ill and the last video I done was about 8 or 9 days ago. But I did struggle to make that, but I am going to make a wee update here before we get into the video. So I know that I put on my channel banner art and everything saying that I'll be new uploads every night. I am going to be changing that back to just once a week again because during that time of me being off, I am back on a few other things. So I am going to just make it so that's once a week that I upload, and that way I can get on with everything else that I'm needing to do as well. Putting out a new video every day is just impossible when it comes to everything else that I'm needing to do in life. So I am going to be showing you my Minecraft world, which is the only Minecraft world I've ever had. So just recently, about 9 months ago, I moved from the Xbox 360 edition version of Minecraft just to the normal Minecraft version, which means that anyone can play on any server and stuff like that. But with doing that, you kind of upgrade to a lot of stuff you're kind of unfamiliar with. So I've just been kind of learning as I go. So without further ado, I'll put my headset on and we'll get into the game. So as you can see from my days played, I have played 1,833 days, but about 500 to 800 of them days have been basically AFK because I have got an XP farm up there and I've also got an iron farm up there as well. But then there's other times where I wait for obviously farms to wait and obviously grow, so I do AFK for a lot of that. But I thought, why not take you around my world, because this world's the only world I've kind of had where I've done the most progress on. So I've defeated the end because obviously I've got an elytra and everything, but as you could tell, a lot of my armor is sitting quite overpowered, and that's only because of the amount of time that I spend sitting at farms and just upgrading my armor and mining and doing all that. So I thought, why not take you around everything that I do. So the first thing I want to show you is, now I'm doing this without any notes or anything, so I'm just going at this in the free will, but the first thing I want to show is my tower, which was actually a castle before this, and after this video I'll try and show you on my Xbox 360 version what it was like, but I will jump over to this and show you. But I need to be careful because this version is very glitchy. I just had an update last night, but it's making this game super glitchy at the moment. So this was my redstone entrance I made, which because I've upgraded, it doesn't work as well as it used to, like that. So if I do that, it'll finally work. And then to open it, you press this button, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So when you come in, there's nothing special. It literally is just a loop right around the whole place, and that's it. And when you come in here, this bit stops you from getting in and out. I just done it as a bit of fun, and all it is an empty tower, leads right up to the very top. And the only reason I've done that is because, let me just shut this and bet it works first time now. Oh, maybe not. So about 7 to 8 months ago, I went to the nether, defeated the ender dragon and got the elytra. So I then was able to fly about. So this didn't make any sense after that, but anytime I wanted to venture out into the world and do anything or go anywhere, no matter where it was, so if I go and venture over here, I'd always know where I was going because I look up and see the tower, and it's the only way I was able to get back to my kind of base slash land. But that's the only reason for that tower. So when you spawn into this world, you do spawn in this kind of area here, which is just this wee part here. And if you do look up, you do see my enderman here, which if you then look closer, you end up seeing my castle, and right there is the tower just forming in. And this is where if I die and don't set my spawn, I always spawn in this area here. So it's always easy to get back because I know where I'm going. And from there, this area here, I then created my base quite close. But I built this enderman as just a random born idea. But most of this I built before I had that elytra, but it did take a long time to make this, hence why I had the big ladder here. But if we go right up to the very top, just like that. So the spawn location is just there, and if you look, my base is just over here. So being here, it took me about a month to make this enderman because of all the material. I did start off, 90% of it was wool, and then I changed it to wood, and then for the top here it's just snow. And then if you look up, I am making a new, I think that's going to be a skeleton or something to be, but I just got bored while I was making that, so I didn't really bother at the moment. But from here, I was watching SB737's video and he made an earth, so I decided to make my own budget version of it, so that's over there. And I got bored and started making a bunch of trees. But at the moment, there isn't really much to say because most of it's been spent AFK. And then over here I've got my mob farm, which is like the most basic, easiest mob farm anyone can ever make. So it's just all the blocks going up here, and there's like 3 levels in here. Now all this was made on the 360 edition, and only just recently everything that I've kind of done from that has been obviously the iron golem farm. That is when I moved to this version here. But in here is obviously where I get all my XP from, and there's all my loot that I've got. It takes a while. I don't know any other new versions to try, but everything in here is just basically stuff that I've gained, and all this in here and in here. Oh, oh, so maybe I didn't lose it. Well, I died in this world a few days ago, and I thought I lost my bow, and I did lose my other pickaxe, which has Silk Touch on it. But yes, so obviously it's not the best farm ever, but if you do see, you do get points quite a lot, and I use that if I'm trying to mend my elytra and stuff like that. So, but there was a mountain down here which is now being crushed down, and a bridge has been there, but I did get told to do 120 blocks up from the nearest mountain, which was this one here, and from there, that's how that was. But we will move on. So over here, I'll get back to all this stuff kind of in the later on bit, but this over here is my version of, I just wanted to make like an Eiffel Tower in a way, or just like a nice wee tower. And here is all the shape that I used to make the earth, which is just up there, because I made it close nearby. And I just decided I wanted to get more wool, so I made a big sheep farm. And then up here is just a wee tower. I don't know why I made it, but all this was before the elytra, so it was a bit more of a harder project, and I was going to make it bigger until I realised I can't fly, so there'd be no point. And after that, that's kind of the only thing I've made outside of anything else. I have started, I'll just kind of put more rockets for the time being. This is going to be a skeleton. I'm kind of in the past of making this, but I got bored, so I just decided to leave it. Over here was my light tower that I made. This used to be a village nearby here. So over in this direction here, kind of where my crosshair is, there used to be a village, and that is how I managed to get my iron golem farm, which I'll explain later on. But I deleted all that and I moved them. So before my elytra, as you can see, there was a rail here. This rail went all the way up and over to my base, so I was able to use it. But I will show you a past save so I can show you what I mean by the things that I did after upgrading to this version. But this is my attempt of a lighthouse, which isn't exactly anything, but it's the most unrealistic version of a lighthouse ever, not that I'll need it. But that was my first kind of big build that I made, along with just this, where it was like, I saw a bunker someone made on YouTube and decided to make my own underground version, but I then stopped because it was a bit too more than I wanted to do it. And oh, I've never noticed this in the whole, that is, yeah, a very unrealistic version of a sand doom, or whatever you call it, but I'll leave it here because I don't need anything in it. And after that, so this area here was just basically where all the village was, and then I found I can get a elytra, and then I found other villages, but for the most part, that over here is just areas where I created the stronghold, and from finding the stronghold, I then memorized the location of it. But this leads to, I think it's called a mansion, in a way. So I know this video is going to be everywhere, but I do apologise. But I don't have any notes for this, I'm just going off on my free will. But if you go straight in that location, you will find the end portal. But if I kind of go in this direction here, you'll see that there will be a mansion coming up very soon. No, I'm sure that's in this direction somewhere. Just like that. And that was uncut just to show you, but from that point onward, if you go in certain directions, you will find stuff. But I raided all that, and that's how I got my totem. So as you can see here, there's another block to show, and another block up there to show that that's where I've kind of labelled markings. But the other one is to go over there to the end bit, which we'll get to in a second. I'm going to cut a lot of this because a lot of it will be flying, but it's just to kind of show. So if I go show you that one and go over there, that's where the end portal is, which, do you know what? I'll go and show you that now at the moment. So as you can see, there's one there and one there. And then as soon as I go close to that, there will be a wee thing there with a mushroom on it, and that should be where the end portal is. Just like that. And again, this world, having the end portal, I've never done that on any other Minecraft world. I've got one other world, but it was literally me starting it, and then I got bored. Whereas this world's been the one where I've done most of my stuff on. So I'll just try and show you if I can land without causing any... There we go. Just like that. And over here is my end portal, but in it is literally just nothing. I defeated the end dragon, moved through the portal so I can go and get the elytra, and then I came back. So I've not actually done anything in here yet. And what I'll do is I'll set this just to show you. So as you can see, as soon as we go up here, all I have is just a wee bit here for when I'm wanting to hit Enderman. But nothing else has been changed in here. I can even show you. nothing here has been changed at all. I have done nothing in here, but I have got a staircase here, which leads to the other end world where I wanted to get my elytra. So we'll go through and I'll show you that. And I don't know if I've got other systems at work, but this is just the way I kind of learnt it. And from there, I've got a staircase leading to the next one, but from here, I'm not going to fly too much because I don't want to get lost. So I will just park my way onto here. But if you look at here, you see that there is staircases, so I'll fly up just so you can see it. There are staircases and stuff here leading to end cities, and then over here there are other ones. But this isn't my original spawn. I actually was over there somewhere, but I went so far with the elytra that I couldn't find my way back. But I randomly found one of these and decided to make this base. So I will then head back. And then from there, I might create like another thing in here. Just as, because every YouTuber creates something in the end, so I might do that. And this should take me back here. Perfect. And then if we just fly all the way up. So again, there's nothing important in here, but like I say, this is just the easiest way I know my way home. And I've kind of made structures like that all over the place with different things. So what I'll do is I'll cut this till I fly back home, and then from there we'll get started on the rest. So as you can see, there is where I done my lighthouse and stuff like that. And you kind of see there's where the village used to be, but there is another village over there. And if I go far in that direction, there is a village that I have where someone has mending. But it's the only other village I've been able to find with someone who has it at the moment. And then down here, this is the original mountain where this was meant to be. So this whole thing was attached all over the way here. But I kind of created myself a wee lake. So if I can jump down here. So all this down here was just one big mountain. But I've kind of made a wee path here going all the way around up here. I kind of joined that together. And this castle's got nothing special in it. I just kind of wanted to have a castle from... I watched a movie about a medieval time. And I had a castle on a mountain, I wanted to create it, so that's how I've done that. But the only reason I've got stairs is because I didn't have an elytra back then. And then built this bridge because I was sick and tired of trying to go over that water. And then in here, I have got a beacon, so as soon as you reach into here, I have got, like that. So I've got haste, speed 2, and regeneration. In here is just one of my farms. This is kind of the only farm I use to have wheat and stuff like that. So I've got wheat, carrots, potatoes, all that kind of stuff, pumpkins, sugarcane, and cocoa beans. And I've got like a wee drop system here with everything in it. And the most impressive thing all, this diamond hole here. It's got all that, and I never even made that. I randomly found that in a stronghold or one of them chests that have like nice loot in it. I randomly found this, and it's been here ever since. I've never touched it. But as soon as you go up, it's just the same on every kind of surface. It's the same stuff. But this farm was just so that I was able to make food and stuff like that. Until I then had my own wee farm, which I'll show you now. Which is just cows here, nothing special. Literally is just so that I can use that to have food, which is how I have so much food in here. Behind that, I then made a sugarcane farm because I had an elytra, so I kept going through like that. When I started this video, I had 2 stacks and 20 of rockets, and now I don't have any. So that's why I carry this thing here, just to have more rockets on me. So that is the only thing here, and then I'll show you my house in a second. Right here is my kind of lava bucket farm, because in here is just full with lava buckets, because the amount of times I need lava for certain things. In here's the nether, but there's no point in me showing you this because I've made it so that every time I go in the nether it resets. So there is absolutely no point in me showing you that because everything's going to be different. But except from that, this is kind of where everything has, and I'll show you my iron golem farm here. As you can tell, I'm only still getting used to the elytra. It's the most easiest thing ever, but I'm still getting used to it. So I've sat AFK here for about 100 days so far. Just before I made this video today, I sat for about 100 days yesterday just making... I left this on all day. From like 9 in the morning to like 10 at night I left it on. And I've been using that to get certain stuff because I use iron so much for certain things. But this farm here was the one from over there. I just kind of moved them here. But things here will make sense when I show you the downgraded version that I used to play on. But that's all that this is. And then from there I will show you... This is where I had my farm with horses and stuff, but from then I don't really use it much, so there's no really point in me having it, but I didn't want to get rid of it. Here's all my bee nests and stuff, and I'm trying to remember this on the go as I speak, but from here, this is the original map that I used to have. For when people join, I can kind of see where they are. When you go in my house, you can't have too many dogs, so I try to get a bunch of many dogs as much as possible, and this sounds weird, but... These dogs here, I know there's 2 pink and a green, I have never used dye on dogs, and all these dogs that you see with pink and green, anytime I found a dog and I always tamed it, it came up green and it came up pink, but I don't know how it happened, so I've always kept them. Some cats, but I'm not really a cat person, so I don't care about them as much. And then obviously in here is just stuff to feed the dogs, and in here stuff for the cats and random other stuff. In here are all my elytras that I've had, but I only have one mending left from the farm that I did, so I keep that because if I ever break anything or something happens, and I've always got one as a backup. I've got mending on everything here, so I don't feel like I need anything else. If I know that I'm going to die, then what I'll do is I'll keep a bunch here and rockets so that I know I'm close by, just in case. In here are all the stuff, so these are from like going to the strongholds and going to other mining places like mine shafts. These are all books where I know that I can have, so all these are from places that I found. None of these are from enchanted books that I've used myself. And in here is just a few other stuff like random enchanted swords that I found over the course of being here. Down here is where my base used to be, which I'll show you in the next cuts, but I used to have my base down here and nothing used to be on the surface until as of recently. And down here is where all my storage used to be, which all my wood stuff's in here, but I've recently been moving to underground, so all this is just like different types of wood. In here is different types of stone, but you'll notice that a lot of stuff came like this because when I upgraded my world, all my chests disappeared and they got left with wood, so I didn't understand that, so I've had to kind of remake everything once again. But obviously special being like the end stuff and shulker boxes, and in here stuff that I've got that I think is rare or stuff that's hard to find. Dirt, obviously just dirt. In here stuff that I keep that I don't have any space for, so all stuff here, so like the end dragon, the end egg. I don't have a nice place to put them, so I'm going to make like a big tower to put them in just to kind of say that they're special stuff. And here's all the mob loot that I've got because I sit at the mob farm AFK quite a lot, so I've got a bunch of different stuff from here. And then arrows, I made a bunch of arrows because I went through them quite a lot. And in here is just like random stuff, so obviously sticky pistons, rails. But I use rails quite a lot because when I didn't have my elytra, I went everywhere by minecart or rail. Here's all my coal and stuff like that from doing other things. And I used to have a bunch of these from my last save, but a lot of them disappeared. I used to have way more than that. And here's just random stuff that I keep. And then all my wool here, which is why I had the sheep farm. And I showed you in here. And then down here is just my food, but I'm recently moving all that to underground, which I will show you now. Because I watched SB737's video, he then had an underground bit, which is what I've got here, so I will show you that if I don't die. There we go. So I've got some sheep in here, some chickens and pigs. Over here were cows until I moved it upstairs. Here used to be my mine that I had, but I recently moved that to somewhere else. Obviously I've got my, I don't know what you call these beacons, if anything. And here's just some iron, so that if I want to change them out to anything, then I can. There's one chicken in here, so that'll be that. But all this underground, unfortunately, is in slime chunks, so you will see a lot of slimes in here like that. But this is the furnace system where anything I smelt is in here. And it's just annoying that I can't be AFK down here because that's where all the slimes are. Down here's my enchanting room, which I've just recently made. But all that is just like normal stuff. So I've got 2 mending here. That was mending that I found, that I made from this bit here. I randomly got that. And all these are from ones that I've done myself. So all the ones upstairs are from places that I found. So strongholds and that. Whereas all these are ones I've enchanted myself and put 2 and 2 together and got different stuff. So like that one here, I tried to make that for my bow. But then the bow that I used came when I found it with stuff on it. So I can't use that, I'm afraid. But except from that, there's nothing more important about that. Then the next one down here, this is the most important room. This is what took me a long time to make. So this, I kind of got this from SB737's video, as I said, but this is all the food that I've got, but I have not got much in here because I've only just started making that, so all these chests are empty at the moment. And then this side here is all my mob loot, so I'm moving everything from upstairs downstairs, so I've got all the stuff here. Not got much though, but I'm trying to get enough stuff so I can keep arrows on me at all times and stuff like that. And slime, there's not much. And then when you come over here, this is all the blocks that I use, so obviously wood and stuff like that. Got a lot of cobblestone, got boxes with it everywhere because I made my tower and that. But like I say, all this is just material that I'm trying to use, and I'm trying to move everything within certain time as well. So all these are empty, but I know that this side's for all the blocks, like wood, glass, stuff like that. All this is the food, and all that's the mobs. But I might expand that a bit more because I don't know if I've hid it properly. But if I can show you this, no, I have. Okay, never mind. So I think on one of these sides, yeah, so like that. So this is all empty because I know that eventually I'll have more stuff, so I can expand it. So I've left that like that, and same with the food one. Oh, and there's a slime, like I say, so I can't be AFK down here because all the slime will just attack me and kill me. Stuff in here is just random stuff that I found from the mob. And let me just eat quickly. So I will be venturing out to more areas in here, but like I say, I'm trying to make everything upstairs come down here so I can live under here, but because there's slime chunks, I can't exactly do that easily. And like I say, sugarcane farm and everything, that's just so I can build rockets and stuff, so that in here's all my rockets. Just stuff so I have a lot of them on me because I go through rockets so much because I'm not used to having Elytra. And then over here, obviously, the Eiffel Tower. But if we go in this direction here, this is the longest travel I need to do. Oh, I just dropped a rocket. But I will either speed this up or cut this. But if I go in this direction quite far away, then I'll come to a village that has all my stuff in it. So what I'll do is I'll speed this part up now and come back when it's there. So like I say, I don't even think I cut that because there was no point in me doing that. But this is a village that I found where I was able to figure out how to trade with villagers because I'm an absolute noob when it comes to Minecraft. So I've not done most things YouTubers have done. But if I come down here to this bit here, then all this area is where the villages are that I have done my first ever trading with. So as you can see, but I think one of these guys here has the mending. So that's protection, and he'll be the one that has the mending. So like I say, never ran out of him yet, thankfully, but he's the reason why all my tools are now safe, because I used to always enchant my tools and then go, okay, that's a great thing, I'd love to keep that, and then they'd break and I'd have to re-enchant everything. And I've done that so many times until I found out what mending did, and now it's been the best thing ever. And I think this is something else, yeah, fortune, so I'm trying to get him as well because I'm going to put it on my pickaxe, but I think I've already got that, and I don't think you can go higher from what I realise. And then down here is obviously just stuff that I can use to help get mending and stuff like that. So nothing really important here, but all this is just if I'm short on, like, if the villager's like, okay, I'm wanting to get a lot of pumpkin for you to get emeralds, then that's where I use this farm here. But that's only just been made as of recently, and except from that, there's nothing else really important about this, except from all that in here is just for the mending. It's the only reason I had that. And over there is another village, but I'm trying to just... Oh, hello, Enderman. All the village over there is just me trying to get another person with mending, so I've got a backup, because as soon as he goes away, all my villagers that either try to restock end up never doing it, and it's so annoying because the amount of times I've tried to restock a villager and until this day he still hasn't been stocked, it's unreal. But except from that, that's the only thing about this area. And over on that side there is just another village, but they've got no enchantments, no nothing, so they're basically just a normal village. And I think for the main part, that's everything I've said in this world. But like I say, most of this world has been AFK, so I would say under 1,000 days of me has been just sat AFKing at different things. But I'll go and show you my earth now. I did make a save with this, because what I do is, because in the 360 version of Minecraft you're able to exit without saving, whereas in this one you can't, so I always make backups of this world just in case, because I'm not that person where if I die I don't care, I'll respawn and still play the game, because it's not like it's a hardcore version. But I want to kind of make this a bit bigger, so I'm kind of just making it as I go. But like I say, it's just something I wanted to do for a bit of a laugh, and it's not a world that I take serious at all, which is great. But like I say, I am literally trying to build as I go. I don't have any ideas for anything that I want to do. Like I say, I've defeated the Ender Dragon, so I think that was a great completion as itself. But I wanted to try and take all these trees around here and make them with cherry blossoms, just to make it look cool, because I wanted to make it look like a Japanese theme. So I wanted to try and take all this area away, but that'll take a long time to do, and just make it a whole cherry blossom, so that you see a big massive cherry blossom area, then in the middle is just my wee area here. And then over here I'll show you this, and I don't even think I need to use rockets for this, but I did find one day someone on YouTube made a sand style type of like mansion in a way, so I thought, well, why not make my own version? So on this lonely wee island here, I started making a type of build until I got bored of it and didn't want to do it. But in here, nothing much, just little bits here, but I want to make this like a nice wee house, but didn't really have the motivation, so I just left it, and I can come back to it at a different time. And literally everything in here is just stuff for the, like I say, because I'm able to transfer stuff, I put stuff in here and I can get it over there, because I didn't have shulker boxes, so I used end chests to do that. And then, like I say, nothing else important over here, but this is my like kind of sand house that I haven't finished yet. But as you can see the tower in the background, so I always know where home is. But I do apologise, this video might be a long one just because it's my first time back and I feel like I've kind of abandoned you all, so I just kind of thought I'll make this a bit of a longer video, and that way I can show you my world. And down here is the first kind of time I realised you can get skeletons that shoot like poison arrows at you. So I tried, there's a few villagers here that I tried to get to do mending and stuff, but at the moment I failed miserably because there's only 2. But every time I try to, I think that's fire protection, but I never noticed that if you put one of these down and the villager has all this, I thought that was it, you had to restart. I didn't realise that you can literally delete that, put it down, and they'll change their enchants, but I never knew that at the time. So they've got fire protection and looting, and this guy here has just got a bunch of other stuff, but I only wanted him so I can get bookshelves so that I was able to make my enchanting room. So except from that, there was nothing else about that. I tried to trap them in, oh, can I get out? Ah. I tried to trap them in this room here, but a creeper came and blew the place up. But these skeletons are the reason why I keep that, because these guys shoot like poison stuff at you, so obviously if I go away, you can see you've got slowness. And that was a new thing for me because, like I say, this new version of Minecraft I've never used, so it's all new to me. But, without dying, please. I am prone to doing that quite often. As much as I've got like all this nice stuff, I seem to always die easily in this game. I don't know why. Before all this happened, there was a big massive mountain here which went down to the mine, and I went underground and dug it all the way to where the mine that I showed you originally underground was. And then over there is the minecart and rail to the end portal, which now that I've got a light drag I can just fly there now, which is great. But like I say, everything is new in this bit, so with this version, it's all new. I kind of am learning as I go still. I mean, there's still items that I don't know how to craft, which is why I use this, because it makes it a lot easier. Because this world has been 1834 days, most of it's been AFKing, but at the same time, I've only owned that Elytra for about 400 days, because I only found out how to then go into the end and stuff like that, because I'm still relatively new to Minecraft as much as I've played it a long time. I'm still new to stuff, and I'm not like one of the Minecraft experts that been on this game for ages, but I think the most hardest part of this world has been defeating the wither skeleton and getting beacons. I want to try and get another one, but at the same time I then realised that you need to go into the nether and find nether skeletons to get skulls, but I done that on the 360 edition version, so if I died I was able to exit without saving, and I used to always do that, whereas now I've got backups of this world, so that if I die now in a place and I travel ages to get there and all my stuff gets lost, I will go to my copied save, which is just the same as this. And I know it's probably a way of cheating or stuff like that, but I mean, I still get achievements on this world, so if I get a new achievement, it'll happen on this world. I done that the other day where I got trading with villagers and something else, which was deal 30 hearts of damage or deal 10 hearts of damage in one hit. Achievable Minecraft world, so I'm happy with that. But like I say, this video is a bit long, and I do apologise about that, but I'm just showing you my review of this world, and if there's anything you want me to create or build or do, then let me know in the comments, and I can easily make it in this world, because as much as it's a personal world, it's still a world where I have fun in, and it's the world that I've done the most things in. So exit and save, and I'll go into a new version to show you the old style of this world and what it used to be like. So I'm going to log into this one here. This is a backup save that I done a wee while ago, which this was before I done the underground stuff, and I just wanted to kind of show you what I'm meaning by that. So, well, like I say, this is the villager bit that I started off with. That's how I started to capture them, and I will show you here that there's nothing there. There's no like pumpkins and stuff, because like I say, 1424, I've only just recently started upgrading everything as we speak. So I will fly back to my base and show you from there what I've done. And I just thought while I'm flying, I just want to show you. So all my armour here doesn't have much on it, and my tools do. That's because I then found out how to trade with villagers, which is why and just like that. So this world is early enough saved so I can show you. So this is what I meant by travelled by minecart and everything like that. So this is an earlier version that I had, so I can then show you. Before I had the Elytra, this is how I done everything. So Minecraft and cart, and that is what led to the iron farm there and my mob farm, and that led me to over there where I'd done my attempted lighthouse. And this is what made me do everything. And as you can see from here, not a lot has changed, but this is to show you kind of what I had. So this was my house before it was what it was now, and all this area was done like this. So I had my sugarcane farm over here, my farm's still the same, but I had my horses still here where the bees were, and this is where my underground was starting, but I'll show you that in 2 seconds. But this is what it looked like before I put the wall around it and everything. So that's me leading up to my mob farm, stuff like that. Towers here, but that's recently been changed. So as you can see, this is where the mountain used to be, and it used to go right up to the point where it made to that, but that's how I managed to do that. So this was 300 days ago in Minecraft that all this progress has happened, but I will show you if I don't die. I have no beacons, that's only just been recently that I've done that, and no very much dogs. And this was my only sort of furnace. This was the mine that I went to, but I'll show you that in 2 seconds. And down here was my way of going to the end and stuff like that. And so I'll go down here and show you. So this is where my base used to be and how I used to get down and up all the time. So as you can see, like that. So here is what it was like before I tried to do everything properly, and as you can see, there's no like underground storage or nothing like that. That's me just trying to do that now. But that's what it was like before I had the elytra and everything, and then I made this when I did have the elytra, so it was easier. And then when you go down here, it wasn't a staircase, it was a ladder going down, and this is what it used to look like before everything. So literally all the same stuff, nothing much has changed except from the way you get in and out. So you had to go through a ladder. I'll do that so I don't die. And I put these up because that was my first time defeating the vulture. I don't know what they're called, but in here stuff because I knew I was going to start making a enchantment place. But literally, as boring as that, everything's a bit different. And I then made everything the way it was now. But everything was by Minecraft Rail, and I don't know if I made that bit over here. Yeah, so that was when I was starting to make this. So I'll quickly go over and show you that. But it took me ages to find an enchantment that I'm breaking, so that's how it only has mending on it at the moment. But this is what the house looked like before I found out what I really wanted to do. So it just looked like this, nice and simple. And then obviously Minecraft Rail was the only way I was able to travel, because this elytra that I had only just new, I've only just managed to get that. So everything in this world is the same, except from all this has been demolished here, all that has. And some stuff's changed because I made it into a base, because I realised that mobs were still able to come and get me no matter what, so I made a wee kind of base surrounding it, so I was fine. So I will X out with this and show you the other version of this. So this save here is when I was 911 days into it, but this is before that elytra and everything, so this is what it looked like. So I'm going to go outside to show you kind of what I meant. So if you go on outside, this is what I used to look like before everything. So I actually dug into a mountain and made my base in there, because I found like a video on YouTube about an underground base, so I made it here. And then this is where the villagers were, so this is what I was meaning by they were captured here. So they were travelling from the lighthouse, and I made them into here, where I then found out how to obviously do everything. So obviously flame and stuff like that. What did he do? So that must have been everything on how I got the mending and stuff like that. And then here's my castle that I had, so this is now what the tower was. But it was so annoying that I didn't have an elytra back then. But this literally was just a castle that I made because I was bored. But everything in this is still the same. Upstairs is literally identical to what this is. I tried to make myself an ice skating type of building. So as you can see here, so that's where the reception would be, and that's where the ice skating bit would be, and all the seats. But this is before I had the elytra, so this is like really early. I made that because I was bored of not being able to see everything from a bird's eye view. So if I climb up here, so this is my way of being able to see the world before that elytra. So if I was able to see from a bird's eye view, but this gives me an opportunity to show you. So this is what the world looked like when the mountain was here. So there was a massive mountain, and then I got told to put a mob farm 120 blocks above a mountain, so that's why it went up to there, to where it was now. And the spawn was over there, which is why I kept this up here, and this was before the tower thing happened. And this is what my farm looked like before anything. This is the only way I knew how to make a farm at the time. Which, as you can see, nice and simple, nothing crazy. And then I had a automatic wheat farm, but I then changed that, and there's where my animals were. And then if we go back in the house, we can show that I had wheat and stuff like that, so that if I was ever staying in here, I can keep under control all the enchantment and stuff. And this is kind of where it started off eventually into everything going on. But I never had mending on anything, but I managed to still make it good enough to enchant some stuff. All the farms up here. And this is kind of how it started. This was my world kind of when I got into stuff, and then my mine's down here, which that goes right down here, and that goes down to bedrock and everything, because my world used to be a lot more different than what it is now. Down here, it's literally still the same as it used to be, but this is what I was meaning by as soon as I upgraded my world to the Xbox, just to the Minecraft version, all my double chests used to come singles. I don't know why it happened, but they all did, and it was so annoying. And then if you go here, there used to be a button here that took you down, and that used to take me to the underground version because I wanted to make an underground base, but I don't know if it's still visible in this. Yes, so what you saw upstairs when I was in the mountain is what it was down here. This is like literally the same thing, so I have my storage system here, and then I had my mine going down here, and then over here was the same stuff as upstairs. I just made it upstairs instead. So like I say, this world has went through a lot of changes in the time that I've played it. But only just recently it's been easier because of the Elytra, so I didn't need to go through Minecraft and everything, Minecraft rail and everything like that. But this was kind of what it looked like before anything, and before I kind of fell back in love with Minecraft again. So obviously I didn't have an Elytra, so I had to travel everywhere by Minecraft rail and everything. So I'll get rid of you. So as you can see, Minecraft and rail up here, because it's the only way I was able to travel, and I had bread because it was the only kind of farm I had at the time. So I'm sure my lighthouse is still there, but my castle isn't there anymore. That was just made later on. And then I've got a Minecraft thing going up to what was meant to be the Iron Golem farm, but... Oh, I'm going to die, am I? Nope, maybe not. I don't know if it's because of the chest plate, because I would have died instantly with my other save, but this is the world before anything kind of major happened, before I started understanding what Minecraft was, which was quite annoying because I would have been able to make so much more simpler stuff. But if I can travel over here and show you. Down here was the original mine, but then I recently changed that. So I don't know if the thing's still there. How did 1 transform into 3? That doesn't help. Yeah, so down here is the original mine, which then transformed to what it was now from the last save you've seen. But no Enderman here or nothing like that. This all kind of happened because I was bored of Minecraft and didn't really know much until I started to understand everything. So I'll exit this. So this save here was just before I started understanding about the Elytra, and the reason I say that is I'll park here to show you, because my sugarcane farm was there outside my base instead of being inside, and a lot of things here have changed as well. And that was before I realised that with if you put mending on Elytra, you can have it forever as long as you keep making sure it didn't break. So that's when I moved everything there and started figuring out how to make rockets and stuff. So this is before kind of like most stuff kind of happened. But yeah, this save is a bit different because this was just before I wanted to make the Earth, and I knew it'd die quite a lot, so I made a backup of my world. But except from that, this has been a review of my Minecraft world and everything that I've done to kind of progress in making it. So I've been recording for about an hour, so I'm going to end it here. I think I've went over everything. I do apologise if this doesn't go up tonight. It's Saturday today, but if it goes up tomorrow, then you do understand why. But I'm going to try and edit this as much as I can. So if you want to see any more videos on my world, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new, because we're currently sitting at 454 subscribers. So if you want to see anything, or you have any ideas on what you want me to build, just let me know in the comments, and I can do them on this world, and I can incorporate this into YouTube. I'm going to end it here, so hopefully you'll enjoy, and I'll see you in next week's video on Saturday at 9 o'clock. So until then, take care. Peace.